I finally figured out how to be that guy in class while studying less. You know, the one who gets top grades while you're busting your ass studying? Yeah, that used to drive me nuts. How do some people barely touch the books and still get straight A's while you're grinding just to get a B? That question used to keep hammering in my head, and I could never figure it out until now. I discovered that the problem isn't a bad memory. It's that you're wasting your time like an idiot and not making the most of it. In this video, I'm going to reveal the 7 simple things these people do that most others completely ignore or never even think of. And the best part? No more spending endless hours studying at home. You'll walk into class confident, knowing you're already ahead. So let's get started. 7. Just sleep right. First off, if you want to study less and still do well, you can't be going to class half asleep, you idiot. It's simple. Just sleep like a normal person. Yeah, I know. Sounds like something your grandma would say, but the amount of sleep you get directly affects how well you can learn and pay attention. And no, I'm not talking about a quick nap on your desk, genius. I mean a full night's sleep where you wake up without your alarm blasting in your ear. If you sleep badly, your brain goes into autopilot mode, like you're physically in class, but mentally in another universe. And guess what? Any chance of learning something flies out the window faster than your Monday gym plans. And let's be real, life's full of temptations that mess with your sleep. The latest season of that show you just have to finish, or those random YouTube videos that somehow got you learning about the history of French fries, because yeah, that's totally gonna be on your geography test. But fixing this is easy. Set a consistent bedtime and wake-up time every single day. Yep, even on weekends, no matter how much it sucks. Studies from the National Sleep Foundation and Harvard Medical School show that a solid sleep routine not only boosts your brain power, but also keeps you sharp during the day, like you're finally running on full power. Keeping this cycle in check regulates your circadian rhythm, that internal clock you probably didn't even know you had, making you more focused and ready to soak up info in class like a sponge. 6. Pay attention. Forget the idea that the only way to learn is by locking yourself in your room surrounded by books like some kind of monk. The real secret to saving hours of study is simple. Actually, pay attention in class, you idiot. And if you don't get something, raise your hand and ask. Yeah, just ask. Don't sit there looking clueless. It might feel like you're being annoying, but asking the teacher to explain it again will save you from hours of pointless revision later. Here's the kicker. Not everything the teacher says is important. You know that student who barely studies and still does well? They know exactly what's worth paying attention to and what can be ignored. Like when the teacher starts rambling about how they discovered their passion for chemistry during a backpacking trip through Europe. Seriously, do you think that's going to be on the test? Focus on the key points and ditch the stories. Do this, and you'll practically eliminate the need to stay up all night like a desperate maniac trying to understand it all later. 5. Draw your notes. Who said taking notes is just writing stuff down? If you still think that, you're wasting time like an idiot. A smarter way to lock in what you're learning without spending hours is to draw your notes. Don't worry, you don't need to be the next Picasso. Even those stick figures you used to draw in kindergarten will do the trick. The key is creating simple visuals to help link concepts. Your brain is basically obsessed with images, even crappy ones, and you'll remember way more than if you're just scribbling words in your notebook like a shopping list. Plus, this method saves you from being a mindless zombie that just copies whatever the teacher says without thinking. When you draw, you're forced to really get the concept because you have to break it down and turn it into something visual. This way, your brain actually kicks into gear, activating different areas and building stronger connection. 4. Make every minute count. Studying doesn't need to be a torturous, sit at your desk for hours type of deal, you idiot. You can actually make it way easier by using your time wisely while you're cleaning the house, walking, or even working out. Just slap on a podcast, audiobook, or an audio lesson. Boom! What used to be wasted time now turns into a chance to absorb information. Suddenly, you're making every minute count. When you're stuck in traffic or in a long line, use that time to mentally review what you've already studied. A few minutes replaying a tricky concept or recalling key ideas in your head make a huge difference. Maximize your time and keep your brain working. You'll actually retain stuff without spending endless hours cramming like a fool. 3. Post-its in strategic spots. Grab those difficult concepts, yeah, the ones you probably don't understand because you spent half the class on your phone, and write them on post-its. Now stick those bad boys around the house in strategic spots. The fridge, the bathroom mirror, or even the door you walk through 20 times a day without thinking about anything useful. Every time you pass by, take a quick glance, no big deal. Before you know it, you'll be passively studying multiple times a day without even cracking open that book, which, let's be real, is probably collecting dust on your shelf, right? And if you're thinking, this is kind of ridiculous, well, what's really ridiculous is not even trying and not subscribing to the channel, you idiot. 2. Use mnemonics. Using mnemonics is like cheating in school, but without anyone noticing. Seriously, coming up with acronyms, songs, or rhymes to remember all that boring, complicated stuff is one of the smartest ways to save yourself some effort. I know you probably think this is kid stuff, but guess what? This kid stuff is what's going to save you during exams while you're stuck trying to memorize everything like an idiot. Your brain loves patterns, and when you turn something complicated into something easy to remember, like a song or a funny phrase, it sticks in a way you won't be able to forget. And if you want to create those mnemonics easily, you can use ChatGPT. With the right prompt, it'll cut your time and effort in half. To give you a hand, I've put together over 250 prompts that'll help you study faster than ever. Check out the link in the pinned comment and stop wasting time. 1. Brain dump method. It's super simple. Grab a piece of paper and dump everything you remember about the topic. Yep, everything, like you're clearing out all the mental junk. This helps you pull up information later because it trains your brain to remember when needed, something you're clearly not doing right now, you idiot. Now here's a massive difference between just mindlessly copying stuff down like a robot and actually processing what you're writing. If you're just throwing words onto paper, you're basically making a useless grocery list that even your brain won't bother with later. But if you take a second to actually think about what you're dumping, organize it just a little, and connect the dots in your head, you're helping your brain make stronger association. This is where the magic happens. You start turning that chaotic mess into something your brain can easily retrieve later. Think of it like a mental map, where every piece of info gets its own spot, and your brain knows exactly where to find it. On top of that, the brain dump method can really help ease anxiety. When you're feeling overwhelmed, writing everything down clears your mind and gives you a clearer picture of what you need to focus on. If you like the video, make sure to send it to that friend who's just as desperate for these tips as you are. And leave a comment if you've got some secret trick to ace exams without sweating it. I highly doubt you do, but you never know. And I hope to see you in the next video. If you don't show up, well, you're dumber than I thought.